Hey, what's up, good people? How you doing? Welcome back to Stock Up with Larry Joe. This is my good friend Early Walker.
Yes.
He has been. You've been on the Tamron Hall
Yep.
show. He is a philanthropist, and I can never say that word. Say it for me. Go ahead.
Philanthropist.
That's what I just said. He's that, and he is just he's to the call.
Yeah.
Like mothers getting put out. He's bought homes, cars. He's taken his money and he has poured it back out to the community. And we just want to take a few minutes for those of you out there that's thinking about a business or have a struggling business. I want you to hear from someone that is successful in business as he continues to give back. And now he's hanging with old Unc, and we teaching him how to multiply that money. He killing it though. He killing it. I saw on his portfolio. He killing it, y'all. All right. Introduce yourself to the people and let's look that way.
Absolutely. So my name is Early Walker, as Larry so eloquently put it. And first, before I even intro myself, I want you guys to give a heart in the chat for this gentleman right here, because I don't think you guys understand what you guys really have. And as the old school used to say, you have a gem, in the midst of you guys. And, so kudos to you, man, for just all you do. And it's all the knowledge. I mean, all the free plays, like this stuff that he's giving to you guys, it's free. It's free 99, and I know you've got your, your chat and your other private, but the fact that you're still giving out knowledge, and you talked about me earlier and you were saying how I'm a philanthropist. Well, people don't understand that I was able to get to where I'm at now because of my giving.
There you go.
You get blessed by giving. Yep. And it's an art in that. And people have to understand that. And I wanted to point that out because, as you're giving, it comes back.
Yeah.
And people don't understand, and I know, I don't want to get biblical, but, even biblically, it says,
we get biblical
when
here.
you give, it comes back in multiples. And so that's been my life, right? When I didn't have anything, I started off with an old raggedy tow truck, 1964 raggedy broke down truck. I was still giving. I literally made that my mission. I said, look, I'm a kid from the west side of Chicago. I said, if I ever get to anything, if I'm able, when I was making $10, I was giving back $5, and so I want you guys to understand the importance of giving, because that is exactly why I was able to scale my tow company, why I was able to grow it, why I was able to get to a point where I became the largest black-owned towing company in the state of Illinois. Why I was able to
Wait. Let's stick a pin right there. Say that one more time.
The largest black-owned towing company in the state of Illinois.
Not in the city of Chicago, but the state of Illinois.
Yes.
Continue, please.
And so I was able to grow my company and eventually got acquired by the largest towing/vehicle management company in the nation. And, not only that, but they actually brought me on as the first black top executive within their company. And so, again, when you go back and you look at the pattern, you talk about philanthropy. Here it is, a kid from the west side of Chicago that had nothing. Walked off my job, walked off my 9 to 5, had a kid on the way, my firstborn, and I left my job because I wanted more. And that's the key, to want more. Never take your eyes off the prize. Listen, I mean, we saw Steve Harvey talk about it all the time. Mm-hmm. When you take that leap, when you take that jump, that's the first step.
Yep.
And I mean, Larry talks about it. Yep. You used to drive Ubers.
That's it.
Oh, Uber. We got an Uber driver here.
Come on.
That took the leap.
Yep.
So that's my message to you guys. My message to you guys is to never stop. Don't take your eyes off the prize. Always believe. Never stop dreaming. The sky's the limit. I started my tow company in 2013. 10 years later, I was getting a knock on the door from private equity, right? That's another thing we need to talk about is the importance of private equity, in our communities. People always talk about, people buying up these companies. Listen. You better take that money and run.
Yeah. Yes. So there's a myth that if you build a company, you never sell it. Billion dollar companies are set up to be sold.
Yep.
Period.
Yep.
At some point, you have to know when it's time to tap out. Mm-hmm. This is like staying on the ship until the ship goes down. Mm-hmm. That's crazy. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm not talking about Mama's Recipe and you got you got your restaurant and all of that. But we have to think wider because I always ask people, are you a one-trick pony?
There you go.
No, because now that frees you up financially to do your next thing. I was at InvestFest and I was listening to Magic Johnson, right? He had all of those Starbucks.
Yeah.
But you know what he did? He sold them back to Starbucks.
There you go.
Because that's the way the deal was set up. And he made a truckload of money in the deal. So listen, don't take financial information from people that don't have money.
Yep.
Okay? All right? Don't take wisdom from somebody that's unwise. Unlearn everything you learned, like I've done, and start coming like water and being fluid. And when you're sitting in the room and at the table, just gleam. Again, guys, I just did yet another mega backdoor Roth. I just rolled over today $70K into my Roth IRA. They wasn't talking about, they didn't teach that in school.
Yeah. Yeah.
They didn't teach that in your
No.
school either.
No.
I don't care what color you
No.
are. They didn't teach that in your school.
No.
But when I'm in a room with multimillionaires,
There you go.
like, and billionaires,
Yeah.
that's where I heard it from. So listen, when it comes to business, right? He and I talk a lot. When we see people and they talking real fast and they've built, there are certain people out there that, had a thriving restaurant. We're not going to call any names. Of course, you could. I'm not going to do it. And, he and I talk, we are like, yeah, you didn't run that right. We just know.
Yeah.
We just know that. Won't listen to anybody. Just, I got an idea. And and you just won't listen to anybody. And just let them know, like, some of the first steps. What were some of the hardest lessons you learned starting your business and understanding business after you've been in it for a couple of years?
That's a great question. And number one, the structure of the business, right? I think that, to your point, in our schools, in our schooling system, they're not talking enough about the importance of setting up a checking account, the importance of actually having a structured business, LLCs, S corp, whatever type of business it is you need, right? There's a difference, right? The importance of setting up a bank account, the importance of having a good credit score. I walked off my job, and listen, I literally, I'm in the process of finishing up a book I just wrote just to talk about my life journey. And one of the things in my book I mentioned is how I wish I knew so much more. I would be so much further, right? Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. In a lot of aspects, I accidentally came up on what I came up on.
I understand.
I stumbled up
Yep.
on various different things because I was learning as I was going.
Yeah.
Because to your point, nobody was telling me.
Nobody was telling
Nobody was coaching me. Those people that they call you their friends, and those people that say they're your friends, guess what? When you get in the actual driver's seat,
Yep.
they don't want to give you the directions.
Yeah.
And to Larry's point, that stop believing all these people on social media.
Yes,
Stop following
please.
all these people. Listen, if they're not willing to show you their portfolios, if they're not willing to show you that they're taking the same trades, the same risk as you, such as Larry and Josh and Stockmo.
Did I not share with you my portfolio?
Listen, if they can't show you, forget what they're saying,
Right.
okay? If they cannot show you, and AI has made it so risky now to where, listen, AI will tell you what to say.
Right. That's
AI
true.
give you a whole script.
That's true.
And the script ain't even real. They turn that camera off and walk off the set and they go back in their bed and they made money off of you.
Right.
And here it is, you got people like Larry, you got people like Josh, you got people like Keenan, you got people like Stockmo that are actually giving you the sauce and they're living it.
Yeah.
And that's the important part. And that's why I said earlier, these people are gems. Okay. I'm following their plays, right? I'm checking out the things, because here's the thing. Once you acquire wealth, you gotta know what to do with it.
Yep.
That's the next step. What do I do with this? How do I keep it?
You know what? The day I became a millionaire, when I found out I was almost half a millionaire, the day I paid taxes.
There you go.
So the day I became a millionaire, I'm like, oh man, I'm literally liquid, $1 million.
There you go.
And then come tax season, I go, I used to be a millionaire. I didn't ask the IRS to be my business partner.
Yeah.
They just said,
absolutely,
hand it over, right?
Yep.
And so we gotta buckle down and learn about business. We really, really, really do, man. And so this gentleman started with one truck.
Yep.
It was an old beat up truck,
Yep.
and he just worked his way up. And I was seeing him on the news like every month. Entrepreneur, early walker, buys a gentleman a car because he was walking to work. And I'm like, man, that's my kind of people.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna just tell you, you could believe in the atmosphere or whatever. I was like, that's cool. That's cool. I told my wife, before I met you, I told my wife, I was like, I like that dude. I like what he's doing. That's my type of deal.
Appreciate
I just
that.
it's just not on the news. I just do it, right?
Yeah.
And the next thing you know, you called me.
Yep. Sure did.
You called me. You had gotten my number
Yep.
from a mutual friend,
Yep.
and he called. And
Yep.
I'm gonna just say this. I just had him come on the show. We were here talking. I said, "Man, come on! I just want you to talk to the people.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you what the biggest takeaway over the stocks and everything from this video. Get in the room.
Get in the room.
Get in the room with the right people. Right." He's successful. I'm successful. We're not talking. None of our conversation was about what we can't have.
Yeah.
None of it. He's been here for a while. Our entire conversation is what we're building and what we see the future for us. And so get in the room. You are not going to come up by listening to Pookie and Day Day now. Okay? All right, Bubba is gonna tell. Well, I'll think about this. Bubba's not gonna tell you how to be successful. Nothing wrong with Bubba and Day Day and Pookie and them, right? It's nothing wrong with them. You love them, but you need to go get in the room where the knowledge is. Then you come back and help them. Go ahead.
And Bubba and Pookie them going to jail now. Okay. And what do I mean? And I'm glad you said that, because we've been seeing on the news about all these PPP loans.
Yep.
We seeing all these scams, all these people that scammed the government. Now they're coming back for their money. And I want to say this. This is another reason of the importance of structuring yourself accordingly. During COVID, during that time, that was one of the number one ways, if you were a business owner, to reset your business. Do you know how many people dropped the ball, fumbled the ball, faked the ball? Why? Because they were not set up correctly. If you have a business, we are in another era. We are in another time. We have the same president.
Yep.
And I truly believe we're going to get that same opportunity again.
Yep.
Structure yourselves accordingly. If you don't understand, contact a professional CPA.
Right.
Notice I didn't say accountant. Get you a professional CPA. It's a difference.
Yeah.
Contact you a professional business attorney.
Yes.
Tell them I need to be structured. I do not want to miss out this next go around.
Hey, I really appreciate that, guys. We're just going to wrap this up. I just wanted to have this conversation here in front of you guys. Listen, again, get in the room. What I did from 2000, for those of you that are new, from 2016 to 2018, I had a full-time job.
Yeah.
There were days where I worked 10 hours on my regular job, and then I would come home and do Uber. Why? My job required all of the money for my bills. Should I say my bills required all of the money from my job?
Yeah.
And so, do you complain? Do you say, oh, I did that all my life. I was tired of that. So I knew that if I wanted things to change, I had to drastically change. So what did I do? I said, I'm going to get in this car. I'm going to drive an hour and a half downtown Chicago. And I'm not going nowhere this year.
Yeah.
I'm not going on a vacation.
Yeah.
And this is the capital that I need to put into my portfolio. I don't want a $25,000 limit. I want to trade endlessly. So this is what I did. And I did it from 2016 to 2018. Then I got on trains, planes, and automobiles to be in the room when these people were talking and giving information. You, one or two of you that's listening to me, I want that to speak to you, and I want you to do it. You got a brilliant idea. You got multi-million-dollar ideas, but the people that's going to take you to the next level are not in the room you're in. So get in the room where they are. Find out what your niche is or your gift is. Find out who's teaching or speaking, and just get in the room. Sometimes it's not the speaker. It's the people that's sitting around you that's already got over the hurdles that you're about to go through.
Yeah.
Okay? So anything you want to say in closing?
No, I'll just say, number one, again, kudos to you for the knowledge that you're giving out to the community. And also, to piggyback off what you just said, when you get in the room, know what to do when you get in the room. Write those questions down. Have things in order, because here's the thing. Once you get in the room, that might be your only chance to get in the room. That might be your only opportunity. But when you get in the room, know what to, like, even now, I'm in the private equity room. Listen, I am talking, I'm conversing, I'm having conversations, and it goes back to what you said earlier. Learning.
Yeah.
You are always a student.
Always.
Always a student. So
Always.
continue to follow this brother. Continue to follow these guys. These guys are changing lives. Listen, I'm following them. Okay. Look, I got my pro. I came in. I showed them. I said, look, I follow one of Keenan Grace moves.
Sure did. He sure did.
So I'm following them,
Yep.
and you guys make sure you follow them and appreciate these guys because these guys are true gems in the community.
Really appreciate you. You guys, I want you to follow him on his social media,
Yes.
Early Walker. What I like about him is in Chicago. I saw your video in Chicago, and they were having this team get together. All the teams were getting together.
Yeah.
He's there in the car. He is alerting the parents. And then when the police came and one or two of those knuckleheads go, oh, the police are so brutal. He said, no, it ain't brutal. He said, come get your kids.
Yeah.
That's what a real man does.
Yeah.
He's in the thick of it going, y'all, they doing this takeover downtown Chicago. You know it's going to, and he actually squashed a few of them.
Yeah.
Because what? The parents showed up, police showed up, and they shut it down before anything happened. On the front line. My type of people, all right?
Appreciate that.
Guys, I didn't know it was going to go this way, but I'm glad it did. Listen, come again tomorrow. We will be here. For those of you that are in money moves, we will be live trading tomorrow morning at Opening Bell for the first hour and a half. Come join us. Just hit the top link below. And I'm going to have some of his social media in the link so you can follow him. And we'll leave it right there, okay? We'll see you later. Live, love, laugh, and learn.